I know. It's a really nerdy thing to do to write, but sometimes you have to write. One of those times that I believe are very important that you would have to write is when you're trying to figure out something in your life and you can't quite put your finger on it. You know something's happening and you know something's up, but you just can't quite figure it out. So, this would be a very, very important time to write and to continue writing until you figure it out. Because if you stop writing and you just give up, well, everyone dies, but you're going to die a lot sooner if it has to deal with anything like I've had to deal with. So be good to yourself. Smile with those that you love. But don't forget to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So moving on. It's just about the crime itself. The fact that it just feels so unfair that it's happening to you, to where you feel like you're being left inside of that crime and of its magnitude instead of having any help as far as justice, being able to gain any of your liberties back at all. People themselves will seemingly rather just ignore it because they like, funny stuff and not so serious things. So it makes sense. But if you can support me in just the fashion of online emotional support, I believe that contribution can go a long way. If you share my petition or you share one of my campaigns, maybe you can reach out to somebody that can help me. My network has been completely gamed up, and oftentimes people die in these fashions. I just don't think it's fair to have been basically dead to myself and my mind for so long, having to try and figure out a crime. Like, sure, I could smile and try and partake in other people's lives in that fashion, but I could never be myself. So I just really think it's leaving me really hard pressed in that way. And not only that, it's just been really hard because not only do people seemingly ignore it all, or rather just trying hard, really hard to not understand it, or they're trolls to try and assist in making sure that nobody else understands it, or they'll even go to such extremes to prevent other people from understanding it, which is like the worst. Like thinking that so and so, who I've mentioned before, is being gate kept from even partaking with my online or offline life at all, simply because they can't have anybody love me. So it's really sad because I just wanted to be loved and not only love them but be loved in return correctly, because the truth of the matter is that I loved all of them, at least in my prayer values and stuff for them. But even those who would have rather have wanted to hurt me in this way, even after such effects, I've still been praying for my enemies. Because sometimes I feel like I'm dying, and sometimes I feel like I know I'm going to die. And that's just the saddest part about it all. Is that instead of feeling like all of my life has just been killed off from so many levels and so many fronts anyway, now that I figure this out, I'm just gonna die anyway? I don't know, I guess it just makes me feel like, why was I even alive? I wanted love. I wanted true camaraderie. I wanted that true kind of like homegrown feel to a reality that I wanted to live with my people. Not have these people trying to kill me for crying out loud. I don't want to die. I know nobody else in this situation would want to die either. Nobody wants to die, but it's the fact that I've been dying to my own mind in so many different areas where it's like you have something in front of you going on that you need to figure out, and it's just the feeling that you get that just closely resembles what it's created in you to resemble by craft, from them poisoning you, from them positioning you in such a way, from them working on such harsh levels, to even have to feel that you have to ever go through something like this. And so, if you've ever had to go through anything similar to these type of affairs, where they just want to take you out, and they don't care about your life, maybe you can understand it in a way that other people can't. And maybe just you sharing my efforts online and my campaigns and just my position to other people, my name and my online information, that maybe one of these people within their networks, or they reach somebody within their networks that has something to actually help me within the covert poisoning that they left me in by craft. And it's just too much to feel. It's so much more than crazy making type of narcissism. I mean, it's just psycho. If you ask me to try and get away with covertly murdering someone at all, but it's sociopathic, it's psychopathic. It's like they're in a psychosis. All of these people that did it to me. And then looking back, I can even see some of the psychoses coming out in many fronts through many areas of their lives. And then they're all trying to like make it by craft like that I'm crazy. No, I'm just trying to prove a point, that's all. And so all of these things that these people did to me, it's just sometimes too much to take in. It's too much to bear, emotionally alone, let alone spiritually, but then down to the physical levels of my actual heart. You don't even want to know how it feels inside of my chest, down my left arm. But you can't make it as if it's anything less, because I know my stamina, A, and B, I just know I would have been able to choose, and I would have chosen differently in many areas of my life, being able to come back into myself in the fashion of who I am, where I wanted to go, and even from such a young age. Like I suggested in prior work, I just wanted to like climb up the ladder. But when you're climbing up the ladder, you have to be really careful, because sometimes people will either game up those rungs on the ladder, or they'll straight be tearing you down. No, they'll say, you have to be down here, and I have to kick you down worse than what I look like myself. I've never thought like that ever, but that's how it's been being done to me. And so it's kind of a demonology 101 class, or demonology 2025 class, however you want to suggest it. It's demonology. And if you want to understand the curses in your life and you feel like you're being cursed, you have to understand the demons and how the demons are operating within people. And that's what they are. They're demons because they're allowing this evil to permeate in their bodies and to work in these ways to where They're trying to tear you down. And it's kind of like if you imagine different layers of people of hell, you have to imagine that those at the bottom, like a fire where all the coals are, is actually a lot hotter than in the middle or at the top of the fire. So if you're at the bottom there and you're being forced down into that heat and you're trying to climb up, right? All the people at the bottom are also going to be trying to climb up to keep you stuffed down. That's kind of what it is. And so if you're trying to climb up that ladder and you're trying to do anything better for your own self in your life, you have to be real, real careful here, because it's going to expose who's there for you and who's not. And once you are exposed to that, you have to learn how not only to continue grinding, continue training, continue within your own mental refrain for your mindset shift, but you have to really want it. You have to really believe in yourself that you not only deserve it, but that you want to basically go after it no matter what. And if that wasn't the case and it wasn't taught to me in that kind of fashion within the real world, I don't think I would be here. I really don't. That's the scarier factor of it all, is you're unable to see these things for so long and you just want to start grinding and doing anything else. Well, I was like, well, they're not letting me work. They're not letting me grind with gig apps. They're not even letting me phone my own phone correctly, or whatever is going on in my relationships. Now I gotta somehow figure out how to make a lot of money, or I'm gonna be just stuffed into an early grave. Well, so as soon as I started working on that, they're like just tearing me down. Anything that I was learning, coding, building my website, web design, writing, in that fashion, just anything at all to do with Heartworks, exposed exactly who these people were. So I even said that anyone that's trying to tear down my Heartworks are the same people that were doing these things to me, because they're not being encouraging of me being able to grow in any other fashion or any other place, but they don't want me to grow into anything better of myself than they can become for themselves. You see? And it's just the nature of humanity as humanity, I guess. It's just that in and of itself, they don't want anything better for anybody else than they can get for themselves. Well, it's in the Bible, mind you, that's just how our hearts are. Like our emotional hearts, I believe, without Jesus' love. So I figured it out at a point in my life that I never wanted to be like that. And so I would always be very supportive of people's efforts, even those that would do things to me or make me feel like I had to continuously be small. So they wanted me to be small. Well, they wanted to be top dog. But they weren't top dog. Everything that they promised to be and to do, it never came through. Not only for themselves, but for me. So I realized right away that this was seemingly like pretty awful and weird, because it's like you're utilizing my energy so that I'm not doing anything else with my time and energy and essence. But then when I'm figuring it out, you're also going to tell me that you're just not doing it anymore? And you're not seeing me work on anything anymore? Well, I believe wholeheartedly they just didn't want me to be rewriting the wheel. But I wholeheartedly believe that that wheel needs to be rewritten for you to work. However, they were doing it for themselves might work for them, but to utilize somebody else's energy to get there because the law of attraction or the what's that book called? I read some of it, very, very, very little of it before I realized I'm just going to go back to the Bible. I don't like this book, and it's actually really sinister and evil how that book is suggesting. So I realized that too, and I'm like, well, if these people want to work this way over other people's lives and energy and time and resources and all of that, I need to somehow figure out a way to get away from all of it. So I started doing what I called heart work on my own because not only did I not want to be like that, but I wanted to actually lift people up, not push people down. And I wanted to make it a win-win for everybody. Not I win and you lose. That's not fun. That's not cool. So I guess I just wanted to be an encouragement to other people to try. And I know that if I had my website out there already and my merch and things that I wanted to work on, it'd be game over. But they just never allowed me to even be able to work anything, grind, save up my money, utilize my own money towards such things. I mean, there was a point where I wasn't asking for charity or wasn't asking for people's help or wasn't campaigning, putting campaigns together in the fashions as I am, but I need to pay a lawyer like $1,000 an hour, and I'd want to pay him better than that, truthfully, because of the situation I'm in, and I wouldn't want to be asking for charity at all. I'd want to be able to run my own charity and give to charity and include every single charity I could get attached to my own charity. So I just don't agree with it being charitable at all if it doesn't have, the balls to beef, basically. If you're not putting your money where your mouths are, well, you should leave your mouth off of charity then. Same way if you're not loving somebody correctly and you tell them that you love them, you're a liar. So I'm just encouraging changes here because it's obvious to me that people should be working better for each other. I gotta go get my tea. I'll be right back. So as I'm trying to grind in my life in that fashion, I'm reading up on some things that were very troubling to me. And it was a long time ago. But I still believe that those things are true to today. Is that all charities have been being controlled by the Freemasons in order to purport and pump up their kicks like, look at what we do. Well, not really being too charitable at all. Like, not only at all, but moving money into offshore accounts, hurting people that try and work into charity, much like I'm trying to do here now. I just never expected it to be coming from places that were just so close to home. The demonic pressures, the evils, the murder attempts, the poisoning, the affair. No one wants it. No one wants to think that way. But then once you are able to see that, you realize real quickly that you can't have a relationship, a loving relationship outside of Christ, Jesus. You can think that you can, but if they call you up for an example and they're like, let's hang out, let's go out to eat, or let's go do something, you might be able to get away with it once or twice, three, four times. And you might be able to get away with it for some time, but you're going to realize very quickly that these people actually aren't for you. And they aren't. They're trying to, like, keep you a certain way. You see? And so it's really hard to deal with. Because not only do you want them to be loving and supportive, but they're just not. So then you find these things out, you start playing that game back, you know, as far as them calling you up and asking you out again. Or, then, one person called me up and he's like, why would you be trying to bite the hand that's trying to feed you? I'm just trying to help you out. No, you're not trying to help me out. You're just trying to get inside of my life like all these other people did to get inside of my head and move in about a certain way. And besides that fact, if you're trying to help me out, like you couldn't leave $1 or two in my mailbox or something and call me up later and say, hey buddy, I realize that you're hurting for some cash. And I just felt like I would leave you a little bit of scratch in your mailbox. Hope you're okay with it. Go out to your mailbox and find a $20 bill or something like that, but nothing of the sorts ever. Or purporting to your own person that, or not your own person, but your own friend, reporting to them that, if they're hurting for some cash, they can come to you, to get some help. And that, don't worry about it. If you run into anything that's happening, I got some scratch. I can help you out with some scratch. I got money. Okay, well, I'm reaching a point now I needed to ask. I asked and it wasn't there. It didn't care. It wasn't like you didn't even give me a penny. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, there's more of these events in my life concerning Mr. Jesse Lee, but the fact of the matter is that when certain people call you in this way, or even others, I'm just breaking his nuts because he literally broke my life and they fucked up my entire life. As far as I'm concerned, I could have fucking 86 billion or $1 trillion and just be like, I'm still fucking sad because of these things that happened to me. Not that I wouldn't have been able to be happy if I had a real support system, but they were never supportive. So outside of Christ, you're better off just letting them know next time they call. Next time they're saying, hey buddy, you want to go out to eat so I can try and poison you up again? You're better off telling them, no, I'm good, dude. I'm gonna stay home and I'm gonna be reading my Bible tonight. Just hang out and lay low. I just really need a day to myself to kind of, just do your, you don't have to give them, you don't even have to give them a reason, but you're better off just letting them know, like, hey, I'm going to go to church. Really? You're going to go to church? Yeah, I'm going to go to church. They're having a little shindig tonight, and they have, like, one of my favorite hot dishes. Whatever it is, you're better off. If it's a relationship that's outside of Christ, it's not going to do you any good. And in the end, it could really hurt you. Like, really, really badly hurt you. So that's all I'm getting at. I think it's an essential part of our lives to be encouraging to others and supportive to the best of our abilities. But if those relationships that you're in aren't supportive back and they're not encouraging back and they're not even feeling the essentials of being a moral person in your life, you better look the other way. Because that relationship is not gonna be good. God will let you know all of the areas of that relationship that were gamed up. God will let you know. And you can believe that. You go to the Lord and ask the Lord for the Lord's own discernment, and you ask for wisdom. The Lord is going to give you wisdom and discernment. You don't have to even question it when it comes. You might want to question it because it might be telling you some horrible things. But if it's for your own benefit and for your own good, you can trust it, my friend. The reason I say that you can trust that is because if you go to the Lord about anything in that fashion, you're going to get an answer. It's going to be directly linked to your feeling center, where it's like, okay, here, I'm going to explain it this way. You have a filter. You think about things twice or 3 times before saying it because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't just say things outright because you want to hurt somebody. The only way that I've ever been put in that position was because of a poisoning. And trust me, I've hurt people unwittingly. But that's just it. If you're away from those people and you're away from the poisoning, well, you're not available. You make yourself unavailable and you set your boundaries and you set them correctly so. Because if they're not going to be supportive of you at all, like, that's the filter. Like, you have the availability of saying or asking the Lord, being thankful to the Lord about anything that you want or anything that you want to talk to the Lord about or anything that you have that you want to be thankful to the Lord for. So I'm struggling here with my health. And I'm thankful to get out of where I've gotten out of. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like karma, like, oh, that he deserves it because he was poisoned up and he blah blah blah. The reason is because it, like, if you go to the Lord about something that's that extraneous, the Lord is going to let you know. Much like you being able to think about that thing before you just say it. It's like that filter. It's going to be there. It's going to be clear. Clear as day. You can see clear as the day air with the sunlight coming through where it's nice and bright and it looks beautiful. It's just clear. You can see that it's beautiful in the world. But that beauty doesn't go all the way into people's lives and their memoirs of their whole thought processes for other people. It just doesn't fit in the same place, which is weird because, all the kitty cats and all the dogs and all the birds and all the other animals too. I bet if we loved correctly in the world, we would be able to actually probably communicate with the animal kingdom a lot better than we are, and and they would be well fed, well taken care of, and you'd see a whole lot less dead animals along the sides of roads and stuff like that. Because people would care. I've legitimately seen people just flooring it right over this old turtle. For one example. Like, oh, watch this, Bill. Whatever, man. I don't care if that turtle just made it to the other side of the road and died there on its own. Like, what a fucking asshole, dude. That turtle was like, I just felt so bad. I felt so fucking bad that day. It just ruined my whole day. I was actually, and it was because I saw that turtle and I saw it coming. I went around it. And I'm like, I should turn back. I got a box in the back. I can get that turtle into the box and bring it to the other side of the road and get it to the other side of the road. I hope that turtle wasn't like intuitively suicidal or something like that. Like trying to be taken out of its misery because this world is just so bad that it like just didn't even want to try and eat a fly or anything anymore. But regardless of the situation, it was because I turned back and I'm like really like just getting there to like pull over to the side of the road and go. I was gonna pull over to the side of the road and get the box and go out and get the turtle and bring it to the side of the road, and here's some fucking drunk asshole in a truck just fucking goes right over the fucking back of the fucking thing. Just fuck you, dude. Literally. Not only did you hurt that turtle, you hurt me. My my gas turning back around to go and help this poor turtle out. That was just like, like Splinter's age of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He was like the old wise guy. He could have still helped out another 85 turtles before he died. Grow up to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like he was. I don't know. It's just sad. That's all I'm getting at. But anyway, going back to the point about that filter and asking the Lord for things, it's going to be undeniable, is what I'm getting at. I mean, other people can go ahead and try and, you know, try until they succeed. But if they get that message, they're not going to be able to deny that that's the Lord. If they're going intuitively to, like, cast the flesh off, like, we all die. This flesh is just a suit for that feeling center. The soul, what I feel, your spirit, however you want to look at that. And you ask the Lord anything. It's the only way that it can be done. Only way. And so, much like me asking for help with just the, 7 bags of leaves or something. Can I use your van? Know that you offered your van. No, no, I can't. I can't do that. What'd you even offer then, dude? You're just a smarmy piece of shit friend. Excuse my French, but seriously. After everything he's done, it's hard not to be a little bitter, and I'm trying to be better, but after that long standing of a covert arsenic abuse and all this other bullshit that he's done in my life, hacking me, and what a gutter trash POS, man. And now that that's happening, it's like I get this paperwork that's like witness 1, witness 2. What is that, like Thing 1 and Thing 2 are after me, like that cartoon movie. Thing 1 and Thing 2 are trying to utilize 4 sentences to say that I'm a threat, like over all the other threats that have happened in my life. What? I'm just having trouble making sense of much out here with that in and of itself happening to anybody, but it happened to me. And that's why I'm like trying to explain it to people, and people are like I said earlier, they just want to ignore it all. They don't even think that any of it's real, or they want to work really hard not to understand it. So I just think it's really pathetic, and it's kind of that other word with the Y at the end, a C word with the Y at the end. Anyway, I really do. I think it's really horse poop, manure. It's really horse shit to even purport that you're going to be there for somebody and then have these. I mean, it's one thing if you just aren't there for somebody and you're legitimately just trying to disappear out of somebody's life for whatever reason. But it's a whole nother thing when you're actually moving in this fashion. Actually want to hurt them in the worst ways. Like when I went into the shelter, for an example, I knew for myself that I was already shuffling my feet based on something that had been happening to me. I just couldn't explain it for what it was, being poisoned up all of the time. But I have a wholehearted feeling that they not only wanted me in the shelter, they wanted to create a problem that would just go sort itself out. So when these people were burning shit in spoons and shooting up, yeah, that's exactly what they wanted me to do. Did I ever do anything like that? No. Woke up every morning that I could when I wasn't sicker than sick, based on Jesse being around or whatever else was happening to me in that god awful place. But it was just insane that people, I'm calling out people and like trying to explain to them what's happening to me there, and they're just like, just not nothing. Like, you really don't know what to tell me. You just allowed all this shit to happen in my life, or fuck all to happen in my life, just to create fuck all in my life, and then just nothing. It's so weird. It's such a weird feeling. I thought you guys said you loved me. I thought you guys were playing like you cared. And then just like you have no placement inside of your heart whatsoever. Weird. I don't know. Just some things to think about. I just think if you're outside of a relationship with Christ, with another person, it's a dangerous place to be in. That's all I'm suggesting to. If you can't be within your relationship with Christ, you're better out of that relationship. Because that relationship could be poisoning you up. That relationship could be working within a syndicate. That relationship could be targeting you in some other fashion. That relationship could be hacking you, hijacking your life, making your life more miserable without you even being aware of it. And especially if you're being poisoned, you're not going to necessarily be aware of it. You might have high hopes and high wishes for these people, but if there's no moral grounds at all within the love of our dear Lord, within your relationship, you're better off without it. I realized very quickly that I didn't have a relationship with my father, and nor could I have ever, because it wasn't my choice. It was his choice with how he moved. But I had an amazing father in heaven. So when I went to the Lord and went to my Father in heaven, I I realized what love was like really quickly. And I went on from that, and I kept writing on that, and I kept reporting back to the Lord on things in my life that I was trying to figure out. But there was something going on in my life that I had no idea what was happening to me. And it was really bad, like really, really bad. To make somebody unwittingly cast off in such a way that it casted me, the origination of me, and the organic nature of who I would have been and who I would be still today if it wasn't for these things. So obviously, these people want to be the cherry pickers in my life to basically pick me off. It's not good. It's not good to do that to somebody, and you can't mean well if you're not going to be actually supportive of the people in your life through our dear Lord and Savior's type of love. If you don't want to fix yourself in that fashion, then don't. But don't tell someone that you love them, because you don't. You love yourself. You don't love those people. And furthermore, without the Lord in that fashion, I'm sorry, but it's spelled out in the great book. It's not okay. And the Lord isn't gonna. You can go through the wide gate if you want. You can bring your dog. You can bring all your bills. You can bring your house. You can drive right into it, probably. Who knows what the Lord will allow you to do there, but if you want to walk the narrow road, well, it's going to be a gauntlet. So it's kind of not fun, truthfully. I am very grateful to the Lord, but as far as the losses and being cut off from so many different avenues of my life, being 86th in this way, it's like the whole building of my life looks like one of the buildings of the Twin Towers. Or it feels that way. So I'm having a dandelion tea for detox, and I've actually found it to be really tasty. I wish that I knew how to do the organic kind on my own, so if anyone can teach me how to do that, that would be really amazing. I think it would be even more amazing than this, but it's supposed to be really good for your heart and for detoxing your heart, and so that's kind of what I need. That's why I need to heat up like 25 pans of water to like just take a bath. But they didn't want me to have anything here. These demons legitimately just want me dead. And I think it's really sad for them because it, you know, we all die. I would just rather everyone go to heaven or have the opportunity to go to heaven. I'm not the judge. I pray to the Lord. So I hope you're praying to the Lord too. And I hope that you're repenting of your sins. But I think repentance also comes with the fact that you're supposed to try and get to the people that you hurt. And if those things aren't being situated, which sometimes they're not able to be, or there's people putting up roadblocks in your path to do such things. So, I mean, that's another reason why I'm leaving this out here. because there's not been a point of my life. Like, I don't know what the point of my life is. Being poisoned up until they were about to take, like, from birth to grave, to to do an identity theft and complete robbery of me. Oh, gee, thanks. Hey, thanks so much. I really feel like I got to live a life outside of complete torture. No, I like legitimately don't know why I'm here. I legit don't know why I was born. I don't know what the fuck to do because of everything I've gone through. They can think whatever you want about, like, I don't know, find reason and this and that. Yeah, I do. I try. It's just really hard. See? That's all I'm saying. It's really, really, really hard to find. And at times I'm going to the Lord. Never mind. I just don't understand life. I don't. I don't understand what life is for. When this nasty could happen, this bad. I just don't get it. I really don't. And then people want to look at and treat me as if I'm crazy. The fuck are you all? Hoity toity? Like you love right? You love right? Do you? Do you love at all? I don't know, man. I don't find it very funny what these people did to me. I just have been having a hard time finding a reason for my living at all. A reason for me being here, I mean, at all. I mean, I have a reason to live of my own accord, but and I'm not able to do any of it. And my whole life has just been complete shrapnel because of what they've been doing to me. So I'm just really having a hard time with it, you know? Forgive me. If it's a sin, I mean, it is a sin. Good grief, forgive me. I just don't understand what I'm supposed to do, and I don't understand the reason why I was born. I'm actually having a really hard time with it. Because it's like, I deserved my own organic mind. Not like poisoned up and from birth to the grave. I'm sure like right now I'm like really happy and glad and thankful that I have like a lot more of my mind's capacity. But I'm still like I'll never be whole. I'll never be whole. Thanks to all these complete a-holes. I would like to somehow be made whole at least a little bit in my life. Like, I just want to drive a car I can fucking step on the gas with. For crying out loud. They don't want me to have fucking anything. I worked really hard to like get my drums back and get to where I'm at. Now they just want to take it away from me for the fourth time in my life. I just don't understand why I'm here. It makes no fucking sense. None. There's there's no charity that's come through for me. No popo that's done anything for me as far as this crime goes. Just what the fuck is life for? Should I just build a boat and go try and find some other overseas and like tell them my name is Peter Pan? Like, I don't want to be anymore me. Me has been just horrible. Horrible. I'm not saying I'm giving up or anything of that accord. I'm just really agitated with what these people have done to me. I'm really sad, really mad, really frustrated with life. I really don't understand why there's nothing out here that can like legitimately lift me up to the point of like, you shouldn't have. If it were me in a charity and I ran my charity, it would be, you don't have to deal with this anymore, and this is what we're gonna do for you, and it's gonna be amazing. Plain and simple. I will get as many people as I can involved to help this one person up and out of this blight. I don't know. I hope you understand why I'm out here doing what I'm trying to do and what I'm speaking on, but just in this actual body of mine, it's not depression. It's very much oppressed. It's oppression, not depression. There's a difference. And I don't even believe in depression. You have something going on, figure out that something going on that's making you depressed. You don't have a chemical imbalance in your head. There's something going on in the world that's very oppressing people in general and in and of itself. Figure out the demons, because I've grown to learn that they're more widespread than I ever imagined them to be. Anyway, I'm going to continue pouring pan after pan in there so I can clean myself and hopefully do some detoxing and have an appointment with the Lord. So part of my appointment is just detox in and of itself, and then they're just trying to take away my right to do such a thing, which is why it's completely illegal. Completely illegal for my health for them to do this stuff to me. I have like so many more notes on that side of it, but I'll get into that later. I'm tired. I'm gonna go try and take care of myself the best way that I know how, given the circumstances that everything in my life that's happening to me has been 100% illegal. And I'm not really getting any help from it. It's just really awful and really weird. $40 from person thefting some kids with their lemonade stand got more attention to this whole murder spree over my whole entire life. I just don't really find it right. Anyway, God bless you guys. I mean, I'm glad they got help, but I'm looking for help out here. I haven't they haven't left me alone to be able to work. So anyway, take care of yourselves. Trying the best I know how to do. Love you guys. Peace.